Last time on our Stardew Valley skill chain, we started a new farm after losing due to Willie's generosity. We demolished some kids in the egg hunt and pissed off Andy. Oh, and we also hit level 10 mining without leveling a single other skill. Every skill is needed to get the most out of Stardew Valley, but I'm limiting myself to one skill at a time. This is the skill chain, and if you enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm sure Andy would appreciate it. To our valued Joja Mart customers, please be advised landside blockage near the railroad will be cleared using explosives tomorrow morning. Joja is not responsible for any damage incurred to people or property in the vicinity. Joja Mart, we value your business, but not your life. Now that we're into foraging, we need to be able to cut down hardwood. So we're gonna sell some of these gold bars to fund our gold axe. It's like a whole new day in Stardew Valley. That will let us access this nectarine tree and clear the area where we want to put our farmhouse. On the way to town, we picked up an old coin which is new to Stardew Valley Expanded. And it's going to be hard to change gears and pick up forageables now that we can. We donated a sweet pea, a nectarine, and an orange, and it looks like the rest of this bundle are fall fruits. Good morning, Morris. Hi, Swell. Perfect day to make money. I agree, Morris. Please give us our axe back. And then let's sell a few of these. Just to get up to 10,000. Sell 62, that's lovely. Before upgrading to gold, we decided to use the steel axe to clear the secret woods entrances. On the way over, we picked up this palm fossil and put our newly acquired skill to work. And look at how much of the bar it fills. It feels weird to be so out of order. Ouch, excuse you. And we can't kill here. Okay, so we have to remember, this is actually a pretty bad area to be in. Because we can't kill. This place is deadly. We have to leave. Wow, we're out of here. Oh no. Okay, let's switch to that so we take less hits. Man, okay, so we have to avoid slimes at all costs here. It does look like we can get this guy and that one. We can probably get the top left as well. Got a mahogany seed. That's lovely. And at level 1, we should be able to start shaking trees to get seeds as well. Seems like all that's gonna be safe for today. If we try to go there, we might die. And we don't want that for us. We have too many plans. This is gonna close in an hour. So let's focus up on what we really want to unlock. We hit level 2 foraging and grabbed our first money bag fruit. They're worth a pretty penny, so this is a great unlock. Next, we opened up the way to Grandpa's shed. It takes a few hits, but it's definitely worth it. And on the way back to Clint's, we got access to this nectarine tree. 5 gold bars and 10,000 Gs is a lot, but this gold axe should make leveling foraging much quicker. That was a great start to the day. We've got plenty of hardwood now. We've got some mahogany seeds that we can kind of start working on a farm with. And that will definitely be returned to us before a green rain event can happen. Which is great. And I kind of glossed over it, but we can take a moment to acknowledge it. So one of the things that got added in Stardew Valley Expanded, the most recent 0.15 update, is these money bag trees. And so they give you 1,000 gold per day just by harvesting them. And it will increase as the fruit matures on the tree. So that's just a really nice little passive income that we can start collecting. Now that we're into foraging, we're gonna need to get better organized. So we're gonna put down a new chest. Light green will remain our farming chest, and dark green is now for forageables. The black chest is for mining items, and we're gonna make this artifacts chest purple, so it stands out better. Let's water the dog. We can kind of take it easy today. Say water the dog, I obviously mean the food bowl. Or the water bowl, not the actual. Well, we could also water the dog, I'm sure. It's a nice hot summer day. Andy would probably appreciate it. I think most Andys I've ever met certainly like the water. So let's just shake some trees for the rest of the day. Got the new birch seed. So this is going to be able to grow us birch trees, and they're not very important for mushroom logs. I don't believe they really add anything to it, but they are really important for the new saps you can get from them. Same with these fir trees. So we'll definitely kind of sequester those as part of like an oak, birch, fir area, because obviously we need oak for all of the kegs that we're going to get into later. And I think the left area of the map is where we're going to do all of that. We have that kind of be a big old forested area. And this right area below here is going to become the farming area. While shaking trees, we picked up a peach and checked out Grandpa's shed. It's a little decrepit, but has some nice bones. And then we ended our first day foraging. Oh, we get the rumbling overnight. Susan's finally going to be able to come talk to us. There was an explosion during the night. We leveled up to level 1 foraging. We also got level 2, and we get the charcoal kiln. That's big. Then we also have 3,000 gold just from that money tree every 3 days. In the morning, Robin came by to take a look at Grandpa's shed. She asked us for some materials to be able to fix it up, but they're going to be a bit of a challenge, especially for our skill chain. We'll go visit her later, because right now, the new farmer Susan came to say hi. The blast last night finally freed her, and we'll definitely want to become good friends with her. She gives you a super useful perk. And then, if that wasn't enough, Marlin came by to tell us to talk to Gil. We're getting really popular recently. And since it's so fun opening geodes, we decided to open the rest of the ones we had gathered. And we are a forager now, so we can actually shake trees, especially the ones we really want. We can gather moss. So that gives experience, but we might as well keep everything cleared off for whenever the green rain shows up. Is that a spice berry hiding in that bush? It is. I also got the mushrooms. And look at that, just like that, we have a red mushroom. And actually, while we go into the mines, we can now grab all the things on the ground. See how you open? Hey, Susan, look at your beautiful farm. That's a lot of kegs you got there. I'm thankful Joja cleared the rock slide. Lewis and I went through so much trouble getting them to remove the rocks. Joja still refuses to apologize. Yeah, you should be mad about that. I'll see you again soon, dear. It's lovely having another farmer in the valley. Oh, it is lovely. What are you reading? Making a juice at home. Organic farming for sustainable agriculture. Woodworking basics, mastering the essentials of craftsmanship. Wow, your bedroom is crazy, Susan. Oh man, I love summer in Stardew Valley. This music is awesome. I guarantee there's nothing to be worried about, Mayor. But there is, Morris. Robin's house was struck by several rocks when the landslide was cleared. Susan was shocked by the blast. She wasn't informed of the operation until... Everything is under control and will be fine, Mayor. And what of the garbage Joja dumps into the river, Morris? Willie, our local fisherman, says he's catching Joja CDs and cola cans. Might I remind you, pursuant to Initiate R27.01 Jojaco Amendment, Joja's operations here in Stardew Valley are fully compliant with the law. That doesn't mean they're good, Morris. Ah, hello, Swell. I was just on my way. Good day, Morris. He looks mad. Joja is paving the way to greatness in Stardew Valley. It's only a matter of time until we are all united under Joja. Wow, that is super culty, Morris. I think for that, we're gonna have to uproot you here. To rinse off Morris's bad vibes, we gambled on some geodes. And then donated the minerals to Gunther. Okay, we still have to remember, even though there's forageables down there, we may never go to the beach. It is still so off limits to us. I realize now that we could have gone to the beach after 5 p.m. because it wouldn't trigger the cutscene with Willie, but hindsight's 20/20. We checked back in with Robin about Grandpa's shed, and she told us that we needed 150 pieces of hardwood, 600 stone, 50 iron bars, and 20 battery packs. We can get everything else, but that many battery packs can only be made with lightning rods, and that recipe takes bat wings, which we won't have until we get to combat, so we're a little bit stuck. Over at the Adventurers Guild, we learned that someone has been leaking our private information, but luckily it worked out in our favor because Gil is something of a miner himself. He offered to fix up the minecarts on our farm for 12 iron and copper bars. Between Robin and Gil, we'll probably need to go mining again. And since we're waiting on our golden axe, that's exactly what we did. We gathered up 60 iron ore on the frozen levels to replenish the bars we need to give to Gil. Hey Sebastian, how's it going? You know what? I have one of your favorite things, Sebastian. You really love this, how did I know? I know it because it's a pretty weird thing to like, and it's really abundant, so I always give it to you, Sebastian. Sebastian, you don't know this, but I've met you in dozens of other lives. Sebastian, I'm immortal. I will never die, and you will be the same. Reset every so often. And you will experience me for the first time. Man, that's creepy. Maybe we should not phrase Stardew Valley as kind of a weird omnipotent deity cult kind of thing. I think the Joja cult's all we can have room for. After whatever that was, we noticed we're low on coal. So we made up a couple of charcoal kilns to be able to make up some copper bars, to be able to make up some charcoal kilns, to be able to make up some more copper bars. Now this is looking ready for business. We headed over to the furthest east minecart and gave Gil his bars. Then headed to bed with Andy to keep our toes warm tonight. Alright, so our axe is ready and it is Jazz's birthday. Oh, hey Marlin. Everything seems to be in order. Gil will start working on your minecarts today. He should be finished by tomorrow. Wonder how many customers Joja will gain this year. Our family grows larger every season. I never noticed how culty Joja seems to be. Over at Clint's, we picked up our gold axe. So the foraging level should start to fly by. And now that we have some disposable income, we bought 14 copper ore to upgrade our hoe. It's been awesome starting foraging with an upgraded axe, so we want to do the same thing for farming. Jazz said that she loved our present, but Jazz, are you just looking at things in the house and saying that you love them? I love cookies. Do you really love cookies, or are you just saying it because you saw it? I love cookies. On this foraging section of the skill run, the secret woods are one of our best sources of experience because hardwood stumps use the same amount of energy as felling trees, but give double the experience. The secret woods also have great forageables like this Rafflesia. We'll have to put our monster dodging skills to work, but it's definitely worth it for the quick experience. We picked up a poison mushroom, a fiddlehead fern, and the red baneberries. On the way out, we found a shrub seed in an artifact spot, which is a cool new plant added in Expanded. And we opened up the southern route to the secret woods. We definitely could sell some gold bars and get some sprinklers. And then we can use that to start a foraging farm where we only grow some summer seeds. And we can use those summer seeds to make saplings and get more money out of that. It turned out that this chain of thought could cost us a skill chain, but everything in due time. Speaking of time, it was time to clear out the area where our house will go. This apricot tree had to be removed, but that's okay because it's a spring tree. We're really starting to build up on forageables. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, we bring it over. This would be as far over as we can plant it and maintain the spacing. And we can also now reveal that there's a minecart behind this tree. So that will give us really quick access to all of the farm if we wake up here and can jump in that minecart. We already have 120 hardwood, and we have less of the real wood. That's funny. We decided to sell off about half of our gold to be able to buy quality sprinklers from Sophia. Built a little machinery pad, and then headed off to bed. Right, level 3 foraging. We got the cookout kit, seed cookie. That's new. And moss soup. Oh, we've made 50,000. Look at that. We're rich. And yeah, the seed cookie. For a cone, it's one of each of the types of seeds, other than a mahogany, and it gives you a good amount of energy. And a bonus in energy too, that's nice. We'll need the seeds for now, but eventually that could be useful. On our 4th day into foraging, we cleared off the rest of the machine pad and finished up its layout. We hit level 4, which means we're averaging 1 level per day. Let's go. Money tree. We want to remember to go check that. At the community center, we finished up the summer forageables bundle, added 2 mushrooms to the exotic foraging bundle, and 1 to the fall bundle. Over at the bulletin board, we donated an assortment of goods, including the lucky clover. Glad to see it didn't go to waste. My good sir, I would love to get a copper hoe going. Thanks. I'll get started on this as soon as I can, and it should be ready in a couple days. The other day, Emily baked something called a squirrel loaf. How'd it taste? Well, if my tail was a little bushier, I probably would have loved it. I see, it's not made of squirrels, it's for the squirrels. Oh, we have an ice cream sundae. Adds energy and speed, that's pretty cool. And a vegan cone. Dairy-free alternative ice cream made with coconut milk. I don't know you. You took cookies from me yesterday, so you must know me a little bit. And we're gonna grab... It's expensive, but look at this. So, like we said before, +2 luck, +7 luck for 7 minutes. That for a skull cavern run is insane. We're gonna grab 4 of these. And it's all of our money, but it's worth it because it's the start of farming anyway. We took a minute to head up to Susan in the train for some nice bonus copper and lucked out with some leprechaun shoes. I didn't even know that could happen. They're not better than what we have, but we'll save them to skin over something in the future. Back on the farm, we decided to head into the secret woods for that sweet hardwood stump experience. But it was dark and full of slimes, and we don't have a ring light source. Our spidey senses must have been tingling because we were able to clear the whole thing without taking too much damage. We even got a gold red mushroom. We have no money, so let's sell some things. No one likes these. Okay, so for tomorrow, we need to go and move the house. It's our big to-do tomorrow. Level 4 foraging unblocks a ton of our plans because we get the mushroomlogs, the tapper, and wild seeds. The next morning at Robin's, we picked up a workbench and went to move the house. Unfortunately, the spot I was planning to put it will block the nectarine tree, so for now, we'll put it in this temporary spot on top of the path. Definitely not the best feng shui, but nectarines are too good of an energy source to cut down, so we'll have to wait for fall. We also took the shipping bin behind the house. Martin told us that he loved the cherries that we gave him for his birthday. I
don't believe you.
It does kind of look empty where our house is. Did we put this here? We must have. Well, sorry, doggo. You get a whole field to play in now. In Stardew Valley, the 1.6 update, filled chests can now be moved. But it can take a while and drains a decent chunk of your stamina. But it's super worth it to get this workbench going. If you don't know, the workbench pulls from every adjacent chest, which makes crafting a breeze. I like to keep my workbench set up right outside of my house for easy access. We also knocked out a sick new kiln and furnace setup. It's much quicker than the old one. And Stardew Valley still doesn't have a fire marshal, so the campfire is going back on our log cabin. You know what? We do really want to get, before the green rain happens, we really need to have a bunch of seeds in the ground for our tree farm. So let's try to get the tree farm cleared. And we can use the wood anyway. There's a satisfying connection between foraging levels and getting the farm map ready. As night was approaching, we had done a pretty good job clearing out the space for our tree farm and headed off to bed. This new layout is definitely pretty satisfying. For level 5, we're going to pick up Forester. Gatherer is nice for the community center and gifts, but we always seem to be running out of wood. So today, we once again don't have the green rain event, which is great for us. Gives us more time to get ready for it, and to keep getting our foraging level up. We're already at level 5. It's only been a few days, so I think we might be done with foraging really early. We started settling into a routine of clearing out the secret forest because the experience is too good to pass up. Little pro tip, use the stumps to stay away from the slimes. We really needed to get this area cleared up before the green rain event, so we can get some tree seeds in the ground. In case you didn't know, most trees have a high chance to grow multiple stages during the green rain event, and most important of all, we had to get the aesthetics right. So for all the floors that we have, the only thing, so we're not going to do the gravel path because every time you step on it, it makes a really crazy kind of crunching noise, and it's not my favorite. We could do the cobblestones. Those are nice. I don't like the look of the wooden paths. I think the way they turn corners is a little silly to me. So probably we'll go with these cobblestone paths. It's going to be a lot of stone, but we have a lot of stone. And we can kind of start small. We'll start from this northern end and we'll just kind of head south. We picked up our copper hoe from Clint and started setting up an area for summer seeds. We're running a mod that shows you the watering area of sprinklers, which is super nice for placement. We tilled the ground and got our seeds planted. Just double checked, but we do not lose any summer seeds to crows, and they definitely do not count towards our farming experience. They should be foraging. I was a little worried that we were going to make a snafu and level up. Future Swell here. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Now it's time to get our tree farm going. We're going to be planting mostly pine trees because they cause the mushroomlogs to grow more chanterelles. Later on, we'll get access to mystic trees, which grow purple mushrooms. But for now, chanterelles are the most expensive thing we can regularly produce. We'll also include a few maple and oak trees for red, purple, and morel mushrooms so that we can make health tonics. But for today, we got a nice start on the outline. Are these operational yet, though? They are. Okay, so now we are in the farm middle minecart. And we can immediately teleport here, and we can also teleport over to the far right side, wherever we want to leave. We'll go ahead and just put a little path in right here. And we'll put a little road there at some point. But now we can get around our farm much easier with that. It's convenient that Andy's doghouse is in the orchard because we can pick up our fruit and give him a pet each morning. It's a good thing we added Money Tree to our to-do list because this is worth $3 grand. And while collecting resources for a quest, we uncovered Grandpa's shrine. Swell. Wait for my return on the dawn of your 3rd year, Grandpa. Alright, Gramps. We'll be here. I started laying it out this way, but this is not actually the way I like to do my mushroom logs. Because whenever you have a tree and you walk by it, let's say I'm auto-harvesting, I shake the tree. And it seems to slow down the harvest of the mushrooms. So for the beginning, we're actually going to fill in every other set. And this will be tree, and this will be tree, and we're going to do 2 rows of mushroom logs on either side of this. So this is going to be filled in. This is going to be filled in, and then this will not be filled in. And if you don't know about mushroom logs, the way they work is the more trees in their vicinity, I believe it's up to 10, it increases the production of mushrooms. So you can get up to 5 per log. And then for every tree nearby that is mossy, it'll increase the quality. As long as we're processing everything, we don't really care about the quality. Other than getting a few purple iridium mushrooms as gifts, we're not really worried about that, because that should come with time. This is pretty aggressive for, you know, a mushroom tree farm, but I really like them, and I think they're very lucrative. It's a super easy passive income. You set it up, you harvest it every 3 days, and you put it through dehydrators. While clearing the land, we hit level 6. We headed out on some errands and picked up a lost book and an arrowhead, and then gave Robin her stone for our quest. Demetrius trapped us into a conversation near the fountain, and since our top and bottom options are complete lies, we decided to deflect with sprinklers. He then told us a history of Stardew Valley. 1,000 years ago, a huge meteor shower periodically bombarded this specific area of the Ferngul Republic. Of course, back then, the Republic didn't exist yet. The meteors were so plentiful that their trails looked like fibers stretched across the sky. The meteorites looked like tiny drops on the trails, like morning dew on a spider web, so our ancestors called these showers the silk dew of the stars. When the Ferngul Republic was first established 150 years ago, the Admission Union named this valley Stardew in honor of our ancestors. Have you ever wondered why your crops are always so healthy? Or why they so easily bear high-quality produce? No, because we don't farm yet. That's because of the meteor shower. The soil in the valley is extremely fertile. It has an abundance of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. There's also a high concentration of minerals present in the soil, including zinc, manganese, boron, iron, sulfur, cobalt, copper, magnesium, and so on. You can grow just about anything with ease thanks to the fertile soil. It's the reason so many farmers have established their livelihood in Stardew Valley. I'm not sure if this is a baseline cutscene or from Expanded, but the lore drop is pretty interesting. We gave Carolyn a gift to get to 2 hearts, and had a nice afternoon of tea with her. It seems like Carolyn put something extra potent into her tea. But tomorrow we should get the tea sapling recipe in the mail, so I guess this is worth it. Because Gus is probably the nicest person in town, we made sure to give him a loved gift of an orange. How's Shane doing? What's the point of talking to me? I don't want any friends. He's doing just like Shane. It's a classic Shane response. And Harvey? It's okay to get a moderate amount of sunlight, just don't get burnt. Considering we spent all of spring inside underground and the mines were probably not burnt, it would be really smart to also go and do a little moss run. That way we can clear off all the trees, because I think trees have like a 50% chance of becoming mossy again, as long as they're not already mossy. Plus we can get our farm started for these mushrooms. We only had enough pine cones to plant the top 3 rows with pines, so we'll have to gather some more. We then filled the bottom with oak and maple. Let's just go to bed. And we have the lightning rod. So we have the wild seeds for the fall and the beach orb totem, which is the place we do not go. So it's kind of a useless recipe. On our 8th day into foraging, we had some shiny new things, like the tea sapling from Caroline. We're not going to make too many yet because they won't grow this season, but it will be nice to harvest in the future because it doubles the value of spring seeds, let alone the tea leaves you can harvest. We also scraped up enough moss to make our first mushroom log. Our mod also shows its mossy tree range, and while we're waiting for our trees to grow, we'll place it in this patch of mature trees. Then it was time to clear out the top part of our tree farm. We chopped down the cherry tree to make room and moved it over to our orchard. And just like that, barren earth. Wait, weren't we supposed to get back to nature? At least the pine cones we got are nice. These paths are in our way, so they gotta go. Now our cherry tree is nice and lined up. A quick run through the secret woods netted us our second 4-leaf clover. And a bunch of other forageables too. West Cindersap Forest is great for gathering fiber, moss, and regular forageables. As far as Expanded goes, this area is really beautiful, and it's nice to explore. It's great to have extra wild resources, but I do think it removes the wood bottleneck from the standard Stardew experience. And honestly, I prefer it that way. It definitely makes the valley feel a little bit bigger than it really is because this forest seems to go on forever. We got 30 moss, so that's 3 more log stumps. That's nice. Oh, and we have the Shane cutscene. Up late, huh? Here, have a cold one. You ever feel like no matter what you do, you're gonna fail? Like you're stuck in some miserable abyss and you're so deep you can't even see the light of day. I mean, I think we should probably get you some help, friend. I just feel like no matter how hard I try, I'm not strong enough to climb out of that hole. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people. We definitely You don't have to do this alone, though. Haha. Fast drinker, huh? Man after my own heart. Just don't make it a habit. You got a future ahead of you, still. I think you got one too, Shane. I think you've got some chicken shenanigans cooking up. Well, my liver's begging me to stop. Better call it a night. See you around, swell. Well, that's kind of a sad way to end a great day, but that's okay. Not everything in life is sunshine and rainbows. Some of it's hard. Back at the farm, we ran out of space in our forageables chest, so we made a fruit chest. And with all the moss we collected, we made 4 more mushroom logs, and we put them over next to our first one. We gave a little love to Andy, and then we hit the hay. The next morning, we hit level 7 while clearing out the bottom right corner of the farm, and gave Maru an amethyst for her birthday. We finished planting our pine trees, and cleared the secret woods. The ancient fern seed is another expanded crop that's nice to pick up. Back at the farm, we planted the northern area with a full row of oak trees, a half row of maple trees, and a row each of the new expanded fir and birch trees. This area is going to be our tapper farm, and we're going to need a lot of the new saps to build upgraded coops and barns. Everything else will be dedicated to mahogany trees for that sweet hardwood and experience. Level 7 foraging gives us access to tree fertilizer, winter seeds, and the mountain warp totem. We should be able to make a bunch of tree fertilizer with the stone and fiber we've collected, which will go great on our mahogany trees. After some careful planning, we ended up making 100 fertilizers so that we can have mature pine trees in the mushroom log farm. That way, during the green rain event, we should get a ton of moss-covered trees and therefore higher quality mushrooms. We used up the remaining 20 on our mahogany trees and are hoping to get a full batch to chop down before the green rain event. Today is also the day of the luau, which takes place on the beach, the forbidden land. Hopefully Willie's too busy with the festivities to give us a fishing rod. Fingers crossed, here's the moment of truth. Okay, this is good. This is just the luau right now. Hey, Governor. What a lovely occasion. It's always a joy to visit Stardew Valley. I only have the wizard in this one. The mer people are curious about your festivities. They become upset when you litter in the ocean. Willie, it's too soon to talk about fishing. I'm just not ready yet. Mayor Lewis has been chatting up the governor this entire festival. What are those two talking about? Hope they're not talking about me. He probably got nothing good to say. It's nice to have the governor in the valley. Mayor Lewis works so hard to make the luau perfect. I'm full, but what else is there to do besides eat? I don't know, Clint. You could maybe go talk to Emily, or heck, even go dance with her, Clint. Clint, you could go dance with her. But that's none of my business. The governor has honored us with his presence, swell. I may try speaking with him after Mayor Lewis has finished his conversation. Perhaps he enjoys vintage wine. Probably does. My mother and I prepared a couple dishes using some old family recipes. They have a spicy kick to them. Wonder what the soup will taste like this year. I hope it's tasty. We went ahead and tossed our nectarine into the soup pot, which got a pretty good reaction from the governor. I'll definitely take it for no farming or fishing. We still have the quest to the beach, so it looks like the skill chain is okay. The spreading weeds have caused damage to your farm, and that's the sound of an owl. So there's an owl statue somewhere now. Be nice to get a couple of those. Okay, so we have our first thunderstorm tomorrow, which we can't do anything about. We don't have any bat wings. Unless the traveling merchant has a bunch. Spoiler, she didn't have any. While chopping trees, we picked up Woody's secret. And the 5% chance to yield double wood is great at this point in our run. We were working on the tree farm when we stumbled across the owl statue. I think it'll make a great bridge guardian. Hey Susan. One of my houseplants isn't doing well. She got infected with a fungus. I didn't catch it until it was too late. I need to do better. Susan looks sad. Oh, I'm sorry, Susan. We were crafting for the tree farm when we picked up the DIY achievement. The secret woods is still deadly, but we're getting better at clearing it. Back at the tree farm, we started putting down paths between our trees. If you leave these open, trees will grow and it'll be a pain to collect the sap. And then we remembered our fruit bat cave. It's okay because we couldn't harvest it until we got to foraging, and it's a nice little experience boost. Oh, it sounded like bats. Do the bats come for you? Yeah, they're like flying around. Wow, that's cool. It would also be cool if they can drop bat wings, but it's probably asking for too much. We also sold some gold because we have our eyes on some pricey upgrades in the future. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day.